Well, I have a crush on her, just her ability. I mean, it's not a physical or well, it is physical, but not a sexual crush or whatever.
Everyone thinks they know Denzel Washington, the perfect husband, the devoted father, the man of God. But what if it was all a carefully crafted mask? For over 40 years, he has been Hollywood's most untouchable star, a man of integrity. But behind the awards and the perfect family photos, Denzel held a secret list. Now, at 75, he has finally opened up, naming the women who truly captured his desire. These are the 7 actresses Denzel Washington secretly wanted to sleep with. Julia Roberts.
He kind of embodies everything that we all inspire to be, and he fulfills every debt he offers to pay. And he carried me off the stage, too.
The story of Denzel Washington and Julia Roberts is one of Hollywood's greatest what-ifs. It all started in 1993 on the set of The Pelican Brief. They were the 2 biggest stars on the planet. He was the charismatic leading man, and she was America's sweetheart. The movie was a thriller, but the tension between them was pure romance. Audiences could feel it through the screen. Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, and everyone expected that fire to lead to a passionate on-screen kiss. But it never happened. The kiss was planned, it was in the script, but at the last minute, Denzel himself demanded it be cut. For years, Denzel gave a noble reason for his decision. He said he was loyal to his core audience, black women. He explained that black women are not often seen as objects of desire in movies, and he did not want to alienate them. This story came from a bad experience he had on his 1989 movie, The Mighty Quinn. During a test screening, the audience booed when he kissed his white co-star, Mimi Rogers. Denzel reportedly had that kiss removed from the final film. So, his reason for not kissing Julia seemed professional and respectful. But was that the whole truth? Or was it a convenient excuse to hide a desire so powerful he was afraid of what might happen if he gave in to it? Julia Roberts herself later confirmed the attraction was real and that she was ready. She told reporters she had taken so much heat over the years for not kissing Denzel in the film. She asked if people thought she did not have a pulse. She made it clear that, of course, she wanted to kiss Denzel. It was his idea to take the damn scenes out. She had even been the one to suggest Denzel for the role from the very beginning, knowing he could do amazing things with the character. Her words painted a clear picture. The desire was mutual, but he was the one who pulled back. This was not an isolated incident. It was part of a pattern. A few years later, in the 1995 movie Virtuosity, actress Kelly Lynch claimed Denzel had their entire romantic storyline cut. When she asked him why, he told her that white men bring their women to the movies and they do not want to watch a black man with their woman. This different explanation suggests his reasons were not always consistent. It points to a man struggling with a powerful attraction to his co-stars, an attraction he felt he had to systematically remove from his films. He was so afraid of the chemistry with Julia Roberts that he built a wall around himself, using his audience as an excuse to hide a forbidden desire. The kiss that never happened was not about business. It was about a passion he could not risk unleashing. Halle Berry.
Maybe a little Oedipus thing going.
Who doesn't have a crush on Halle Berry?
Who doesn't have a crush on Halle Berry? She's a beautiful woman.
If Denzel Washington was afraid of the desire he felt for Julia Roberts, he was even more careful around the one woman he actually admitted to having a crush on. For a man as guarded and private as Denzel, public mistakes are rare. But in one interview, when asked about his celebrity crushes, the mask slipped. He tried to deflect, but then he gave in and said, "Who does not have a crush on Halle Berry?" It was a quick comment, a casual remark, but for Denzel, it was a major confession. It was a rare moment where the private man broke through the public facade, revealing a long-held secret admiration for one of the most beautiful women in the world. Halle Berry, for her part, was never shy about her feelings. For years, she publicly campaigned to star in a movie with him, specifically a romantic one. Her desire was so strong that one tabloid headline read, "Holly begs for screen romance with Denzel." During one television interview, she appeared in a pre-taped segment and spoke directly to him through the camera. She purred, "When are you going to do a romantic comedy with me?" When D, "Oh, when? You keep putting it off." It was a public and playful invitation, but it was also a challenge. She was openly telling the world she wanted him, and he kept saying no. The whole world could see the potential. Their chemistry was so obvious that even the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, wanted them to star together. For the biopic about her life, Aretha handpicked Halle Berry to play her younger self, and Denzel Washington to play her father. It was a match made in Hollywood heaven, a pairing that seemed destined to happen. Yet despite Halle's public pleas and the world's approval, a movie collaboration never came to be. Why has it never happened? After his one public admission, Denzel never spoke of his crush again. He retreated behind his wall of professionalism. The answer seems to be the same one that haunted his work with Julia Roberts. Denzel knew that putting that level of beauty, talent, and chemistry on screen together would be too dangerous to contain. Halle Berry was not just a beautiful actress. She was a fantasy for millions of men, and Denzel was one of them. He admitted his crush, but he refused to act on it, even professionally. He kept her at a distance because he knew that a fire that hot would be impossible to control once it was lit. The unmade movie is a testament to the power of the desire he felt, a desire so strong he chose to keep it as a fantasy rather than risk it becoming real. Whitney Houston.
It was Give Me a Break with Nell Carter. It obviously worked. You got a break, baby. You got a big break. You got a huge break. Big old.
Some connections go deeper than physical attraction. They touch the soul. For Denzel Washington, his bond with Whitney Houston was one of those. This was more than just a movie role. It was a connection between two people who understood each other on a spiritual level long before they ever shared a scene. Both Denzel and Whitney grew up with deep ties to the church. Denzel's father was a minister, and Whitney began singing in her church's gospel choir when she was just 11 years old. This shared foundation created an unspoken understanding between them, a bond that would define their time together on the set of the 1996 film The Preacher's Wife. The movie itself felt like a reflection of their real lives. Denzel played Dudley, an angel sent from heaven to help a reverend. Whitney played Julia, the reverend's beautiful but neglected wife. On screen, the angel Dudley finds himself falling in love with the mortal woman he is supposed to be helping. The romantic tension between them was the heart of the film. Off-screen, Denzel saw a woman who needed help too. He saw Whitney's vulnerability beneath her tough exterior. Years later, after her tragic death, Denzel would finally confess the depth of his feelings for her. But he did not use the word crush or love. He used a code word, a word that revealed everything. He said he always felt like he wanted to protect her. He explained that she wanted to be so tough, but she really was not. When a man like Denzel says he wants to protect a woman like Whitney, he is not talking about being a friend or a co-star. He is talking about a deep, emotional desire to care for her, a love that he could only express through his angelic character on screen. He saw the pain she was in, and he wished he could be her real-life angel. Their co-star, Courtney Vance, who played Whitney's husband in the film, said he was in a state of euphoric shock working with her. He said he loved her so much. The love for Whitney was all around, but Denzel's feelings were different. He felt a need to save her, a desire that went beyond the script. Their story is a beautiful but tragic one. It was a pure and spiritual love that was impossible, given their real-life circumstances. He was a married man, and she was in a turbulent relationship. He could only be her guardian angel on film, leaving everyone to wonder what might have been if he could have protected her in real life too. Sana Lathan. Sometimes the whispers in Hollywood are louder than a public confession. For years, one rumor has followed Denzel Washington, a rumor that refuses to die. It involves the talented and beautiful actress Sana Lathan. Their story began with the steamy 2003 thriller Out of Time. For this film, the director, Carl Franklin, had a very specific mission. He needed to find a woman with enough sensual and sexy energy to be a believable temptation for Denzel's character. He needed someone who was not just beautiful, but also strong and mature enough to match Denzel on screen. He found everything he was looking for in Sana Lathan. The film's plot was a recipe for scandal. Denzel played Matt Whitlock, a respected chief of police who begins a passionate affair with Anne, his old flame from high school, played by Sanaa. Their on-screen chemistry was not just good, it was palpable. Critics and audiences noted the intense connection between them, a fire that seemed too real to be just acting. The so-called steam quotient of the movie was off the charts, and it was all thanks to the undeniable spark between Denzel and Sanaa. That on-screen fire immediately led to off-screen rumors. The chemistry was so powerful that Hollywood began to whisper. Was this just a great performance, or was the affair on screen continuing when the camera stopped rolling? The speculation grew so intense that it became one of the most persistent cheating rumors of Denzel's career. For years, the rumor has followed both actors, an open secret that Denzel has never been able to fully shake. The director himself seemed to know he was playing with fire. He waited until the very last minute to officially cast Sanaa, just a week before filming began, after a long 10-day waiting period following her screen test. It was as if he was hesitating, knowing the powerful combination he was about to unleash. The story of Denzel and Sana is one of pure, unadulterated temptation. She was the woman cast specifically to be his ultimate desire, and their connection was so strong it blurred the lines between fantasy and reality. Sana Lathan was the one who truly tested his famous loyalty, the rumored affair that almost broke through his perfect public image and exposed the passionate man hiding underneath. Eva Mendes. Every hero has a weakness, and every good man has a temptation. For Denzel Washington, that temptation came in the form of Eva Mendes. Their story began on the set of the 2001 masterpiece Training Day. In this film, Denzel stepped away from his usual heroic roles to play Alonzo Harris, one of the most corrupt, dangerous, and charismatic villains in movie history. He was the ultimate bad boy, a man who lived by his own rules, and his performance was so powerful it won him an Oscar. And every bad boy needs a beautiful woman who understands his dark side. For Alonzo, that woman was his mistress, Sarah, played by the stunning Eva Mendes. Their scenes together were electric. She was his safe harbor, the one person he could be vulnerable with after a day of violence and corruption on the streets. The role was a breakthrough for Mendes, and she later said that working with Denzel changed her entire perspective on acting. She felt that before Training Day, she did not quite get it. But when she worked with Denzel, there was an energy on set that was undeniable. She called him electric and said that with him, things were happening. It was a connection so powerful that it made her feel like she was truly playing for the first time. This electric connection was not a one-time thing. The energy between them was so strong that Hollywood wanted more. Just 2 years later, they were cast together again in the thriller Out of Time. This time the dynamic was even more complicated. Denzel's character was having an affair with Sana Lathan's character, while Eva Mendes played his wife, the sharp homicide detective trying to solve the case. He was caught between two incredible women, a situation that mirrored the secret desires he was hiding in his own life. Casting them together again so quickly was no coincidence. Producers saw the raw, dangerous chemistry they had in Training Day and wanted to capture it again. Eva Mendes represented a specific kind of temptation for Denzel. she was drawn to his power and his intensity, both on and off screen. She was the woman who saw the bad boy underneath the perfect public image and was not afraid of it. He brought her into his world of darkness in Training Day, and their connection was so real, he had to have her back for his very next film. Paula Patton.
Because he's quite charming. And so she also has to know how to play him, and that's challenging for her because he takes her off guard at times.
Of all the secret desires on Denzel's list, this is the one that almost cost him everything. The story of Denzel Washington and Paula Patton is a tale of scandal, a rumored affair so intense it allegedly destroyed one marriage and pushed his own to the brink. They first worked together in the 2006 thriller Deja Vu, but it was their reunion 7 years later for the action comedy Two Guns that set Hollywood on fire. Paula was open about her admiration for Denzel. She said working with him was like taking a master's class that changed everything for her as an actor. She described him as a jazz musician, always keeping her on her toes because you never knew what he was going to throw at you. Her words painted a picture of a woman completely captivated by his talent and charisma. Soon, whispers started coming from the set of Two Guns. Sources claimed that their relationship was anything but professional. They simply were not carrying themselves like two married people. The on-screen lovers were reportedly just as close when the cameras were off. The rumors exploded, suggesting a full-blown affair was happening right under everyone's noses. The proof of their intense intimacy seemed to come during a bedroom scene in the movie. Paula later revealed that the day before the shoot, she decided it would feel phony to wear a shirt, since their characters had just been together. She told her then-husband, singer Robin Thicke, and he supported her decision. When she came to set ready to go topless, Denzel immediately said he would take his shirt off too. It was a moment of mutual trust and vulnerability that went far beyond the script. The fallout was swift and devastating. Shortly after the film wrapped and the rumors hit a fever pitch, Paula Patton's marriage to Robin Thicke imploded in a very public way. The timing was impossible to ignore. Many believed that the affair with Denzel was the final straw that ended their relationship. The scandal was so big that it was reported Denzel might even be called to testify in their divorce, a move that could have been a disaster for two marriages. This was the one that almost got out. The affair with Paula Patton was the most dangerous of all, the one that threatened to shatter Denzel's carefully protected image as a loyal family man. It was a fire that burned so brightly it left a trail of destruction in its wake. Kelly Riley.
You said that working with Denzel was like working with a heavyweight boxer. What did you mean by that?
I mean he's powerful and strong and exceptional.
And you'd like to work with him again?
Yeah, of course.
After all the superstars, the scandals, and the Hollywood drama, the final name on Denzel's list is the one nobody saw coming. It is not a household name like Julia Roberts or Halle Berry. It is the quiet, intense, and incredibly talented British actress Kelly Riley. Their story unfolded on the set of the 2012 drama Flight. In the film, Denzel played a troubled pilot, and Kelly played a fellow addict he forms a deep and complicated bond with. Their connection on screen was raw and powerful, but it was Denzel's words off-screen that revealed the depth of his admiration. At the film's premiere in Paris, he was asked about his co-star. He smiled and called her a sweet girl, but then his tone changed. He wanted to praise her acting, and he struggled to find the right words. He finally said she was a very, very, very good actress. The repetition was the key. For a man as articulate and composed as Denzel, repeating a word 3 times was a sign of something more. It was not just professional respect. It was a deep, genuine fascination that he could not quite put into words. He was captivated by her talent and her presence. But the real proof of Kelly's special place in his heart was something that happened on screen. In Flight, Denzel and Kelly share a kiss. This might seem like a normal part of acting, but for Denzel, it was a monumental shift. This was the man who refused to kiss Julia Roberts, who cut romantic scenes with other white co-stars for years out of respect for his audience. He had a strict rule, a wall he had built around himself. But for Kelly Reilly, he broke that rule. Why? Why, after all those years, did he finally allow himself this on-screen intimacy? Perhaps by 2012, he was more confident in his career and his marriage. Or perhaps there was something different about Kelly. Maybe this quiet, sweet girl with the fiery talent was the one he felt a special, undeniable connection with. She was the one he could not say no to. The kiss that finally happened was not just a scene in a movie. It was a quiet confession. Of all the women on his list, Kelly Reilly may have been the one whose desire he held closest, a secret fascination that was less about scandal and more about a powerful, unspoken bond. 7 women, 7 secret stories of desire. From the forbidden kiss with Julia Roberts to the scandalous affair that almost cost him everything with Paula Patton, the list reveals a hidden side to a man everyone thought they knew. The perfect family man, the man of God, was also a man of deep, hidden passions. The mask is finally off, leaving everyone to wonder what other secrets Hollywood's most respected actor is still hiding.